say, Melanie, I have to say that you know who you are to me. When you call, I come. Because there are meetings everywhere. Most meetings lead nowhere. But Melanie's really take us somewhere. You know, you are an amazing soul. Every time, when I started saying this to her some years ago, when our beloved Dr. Dorothy Height was still alive, she would sort of shrink back. You did. But you are really the heir to that legacy. You embody the spirit of Dr. Dorothy Irene Height. And she was all of our beloved, you know. I mean, I had the honor of hosting her memorial service, and I didn't want to do it. I'm really a shy person and I'm an editor, behind the scenes. But the crisis in our community has called me forth, and it's been happening over the years. And so when Alexis Herman called and I said, oh, I don't even know that I can come, she said, well, you know, Dr. Dorothy had it in her will, or she orchestrated everything, just like you. The plans are laid. And so what do I want to say to you all today? I want to piggyback. I want to piggyback on what our honorees spoke of today. You know, Gail Christopher, I heard you deliver a talk at the Samuel J. Proctor Conference, DeWitt Proctor Conference. It was the most powerful message. I'm trying to frame it properly, y'all. Just be patient with me now. They're 62 and 67. I'm 67 as well. And proud of it. I've told my age all along the way. It was the most meaningful and powerful delivery I have ever heard to the most important group that needed to hear it. Pastors. Social justice-focused pastors from throughout the nation, you know? So I want to say that. I want to say the National Cares Mentoring Movement that we gave birth to after Katrina is now in nearly 60 cities around the country, led by some of the most phenomenal people. And I know Barbara Perkins is here in the house, who led and gave birth to LA Cares, Stand Up and Let People See You, who is now doing other important work for women. Pittsburgh Cares, are you in the house? Did Terry Michelle, Dr. Reverend, stand up? Terry Michelle is in the house. Thank you, all the way from Pittsburgh. And Roxana Bilal, our beloved one, who leads our unit right here in this area, in the Maryland, you know, what do you call it? The DMC area. That is Roxana Bilal and her team. Come on, Nancy Harvin, LaShawn, Carla, stand up. This is the team that really does the work. Consistently, they are in juvenile detention facilities, places that, you know, African Americans are wont to go. And I also want to say from Sacramento, California, please stand up, our beloved leader, who is doing phenomenal work up there, my sister friend. I love you so much. Thank you for being here with us today. Well, you know, of all that I could say, let me just say this. Something I saw the Verizon sign here, believe more. And let me give a shout out to Verizon, because we are unconscious consumers. We, as a people, are unconscious consumers. We just buy everything that's fly. Does not matter. Julianne Malveaux has written the book on this, you know? Does not matter. Doesn't matter, Cheryl, whether or not they're supporting our community, whether or not they're undermining our community. If it's fly, and we think it's going to make us look good, we're going to purchase it. So it's mindless consumption. It's mindless eating. It's mindlessness. And what I want to say today in this little bit of time that I have is this. It's underscoring what's already been said. We have to walk on water faith, a belief so strong and so deep that we are more than we seem. You said it, Gail, we're human and divine. You can go to church. I grew up in the sanctuary, going to Catholic school and church 7 days a week, Vatican I. They took attendance, but I never heard anything about my divinity. I thought that God lived in the sanctuary, and that's why we had to be quiet. But this is what the Holy Spirit will do to you, bring you right here to the edge. You may have to get diabetes. You may have to have a heart attack or a stroke. You may have to have the cancers. An Italian girlfriend of mine said cancer was her best friend because it taught her how to love herself. She said everything before I had cancer was about my 4 sons and my 2 husbands. The brother who brought me here, Melanie, Mustafa, he heard me talking on the phone about diabetes. You know what he said? He said his sugar levels, is that what you call them, Gail? His what? Blood sugar level was up to, believe this or not, 1900. He said the doctors gathered to see why he was still alive. He went into a diabetic coma, was in the coma for 2 weeks, and guess what? Now he is not taking insulin, not on any medication. Inside of 2 years, he did one thing, and it was spoken about this morning. He began to love himself, and he changed his diet. I married Billy Youngins for all the wrong reasons. He was so fine. He was cute, and he took me to dinner every night. Oh, I'm in love. But Billy had girlfriends, and there's a whole story. And we're cool now. Billy comes to Thanksgiving dinner. I'm married now to the best man I know. And when you have a child with someone, that person is in your life for the rest of your life. So you just want to be real careful. For the young ones, when I come back, I have to talk to you again, because I want to talk about self-pleasuring. If you got to have it, learn how to pleasure yourself. That's just, you have to do that. It's not worth risking your life and giving yourself to someone who's dishonoring you. So what I'm talking about essentially is learning how to love and value you. You come first, before the children, before the community, before the work, before your parents. You come before everything. It's you first. But for black women, that's almost sacrilegious. To think that people come before, that we come before, that the people we're supposed to be serving. But I can tell you this, I'm loving me some Kefra Burns, but I'm not a good partner when I'm stressed out. Because, you know, he's driving fast. Would you slow down the damn car? I don't want to die with you in the car. But when I'm taking care of myself, breathing deeply, and I've maybe had a little massage and calmed down, it's like, baby, can't you slow down? Because I want to be with you for the next 40 years, you know? And he's like, yeah, right, baby. Okay, Barbara, you know what I'm talking about. Our men, I wasn't going to talk about this, but you know what they need? Anybody who's looking to partner with a man and doesn't have one right now, your divine right partner is waiting for you. What black men want and need, none of us want to be a doormat. They need gentleness. LaShawn, don't kill me. Stand up. Stand up. Look at LaShawn. This is LaShawn, who's married for, I want to say the third time. One partner in the middle, kind of, we're going to marry him. This is really, I want to say, her third union. Her man loves her. LaShawn is that model, fashion model size. Turn around. This is LaShawn. She just got married. Why? Thank you. And we're talking about taking care of ourselves. LaShawn is married for the third time. Fine, wonderful brother. You know why? Because she's sweet. Brothers need safe harbor. They need sweetness and gentleness, you know? And you were raised by a mother like that. You know, Roxana, while I was screaming at my Shauna, Roxana was, LaShawn, come, darling. And that's how she spoke to my daughter, too. But I had to awaken. Let me just put that aside. Put a pin in that. Next time we gather, I really want to talk about relationships. But here's what I want to leave you with. You have to give yourself to yourself before you give yourself away. And it's one thing to say that you have to love yourself, but how? How? It's in quiet time. And I learned about that when my life fell apart and the cosmetics company that led me to Essence was gone, the husband was gone, other woman was in the shop selling my cosmetics and blah, blah, blah. So all I was thinking about was the wake, how he was mean and cheated and violent and blah, 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 blah. There's not a person in here who couldn't stand before the audience and talk about who hurt them, who left them, who betrayed them. Sexual abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, we all have been abused in some way. But there's something within you that is transcendent and resilient, that cannot be tampered with or touched. And that's your divine quality, your spirit, we call it, God, Allah, Jehovah, Yahweh. The central intelligence in the universe that created you put an aspect of itself within you. But you don't see it, so it has no currency. And that's why we look for things that we embody, the rosaries must be powerful, or the oils, or those things don't have power. The power's within you.